right, once again, it's time for Off the Top Sportscast. I'm John, and that big guy right there is Roy. Roy, I have our topic of the day, which is going to be athletes and acting.
Ooh,
Which athletes have become the best actors? But first, please like and subscribe because we love it. So, Roy, in our lifetime, there has been a lot of athletes that have become actors, and some, as I was thinking about this, that I didn't know about. So for you, what is like one of those guys who has become an actor that you go, man, this guy's done a pretty good job?
well, I don't know about pretty good job. There's some that I didn't even know they were an athlete,
Mm,
who were actors, who I found out later they were athletes,
right?
which kind of, so I was like, whoa, that he was an athlete?
Yeah.
This one was a catcher,
Okay.
Bob Euchre.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I thought, he'd done the sports commentator thing and he had that kind of the
Yeah.
look. I had no idea he played sports.
Yeah. He was a catcher, and then he was the commentator for Cleveland forever,
Mhm.
and and he famously did a lot of the what do they call
Oh, Wacky
what's the
World of Sports.
wacky world of sports, but no, but the movies, the major league movies,
I tell
where
you, I would have never known. I would have never known because he plays his role as a comic. Well, he was, you know what I mean, but he did
yeah,
that well. You know what I mean? And but he
yeah,
was like this guy who I go, he's that actor, but not these top echelon actors, But
right,
good guy. But that was one of those guys that had me fooled.
yeah, that's a good one. I this person, I knew he was a I knew he played sports, but I really had forgotten about it.
Okay, give me a
You-
little bit. Give me a clue.
he was a quarterback, and he was a good quarterback in college.
Okay, give me a little bit more. That's not enough.
He won the Heisman. And the only reason he didn't play professionally is because he hurt his knee.
Man. Oh, wait. Oh, I got it on the tip of my tongue. FSU.
Yes,
Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds. Mhm. Yes. So Burt Reynolds, was a Florida State quarterback and was the man, and just happened to hurt his knee, and back in those days, that was like the death nail for every athlete. You hurt your knee, you hurt your hip, that was it. And
Listen, thank you. Thank you, right? Burt Reynolds probably said, thank you for hurting myself because really he became a very well-known actor later.
oh,
And, he played good. Smokey and the Bear. No, Smokey and the Bandit, right? Something like that.
Bandit. Yep. I mean, in this late 70s and early and the 80s, Burt was the man.
He was the man. Man.
So that was one that I knew he was, I knew he was one, but I forgot about it.
Good one. Good one. I like it. I'm glad I pulled it out. I'm gonna give you one here. This one's gonna be I think you can get it. I think you get it. Okay. I'm trying to get it right. I think at one point in the movie that he was in, there was the song "Living in America."
Oh,
Ah,
Carl Weathers.
yes,
Yeah,
linebacker for the Raiders. Good one. You came out of
yeah.
that one. Pulled out. He
I
looked like a
mean,
boxer to me, a real boxer. He looked like a boxer.
that man had a body and a half. Um, I mean, he was chiseled out of stone, you know.
Chiseled.
And in what was it, Predator? He was humongous in Predator. And that was another guy who's, good looking guy, was a pretty good actor. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I liked him as a boxer. Again, he had me that he was a real boxer.
Yeah.
He boxed good. He had that right, the snap. Look, man, he was I give it to him. Good guy.
Hey, And one of the saddest deaths in all of sports movies was when he got killed by the Russian in Rocky. That was an emotional time.
That was emotional,
That,
man. That was
you
emotional.
know,
I was
so
with
that's a,
Rocky. I was like, we're gonna kick some butt now. We're gonna kick some butt now.
yeah. Um, okay, I'm gonna say this guy. He was a NFL player,
Okay.
and he retired early because of the acting opportunities he was getting. And he went on and acted probably into his 60s,
What position did he play?
running back.
So I know who this is.
Who is it?
Why? Because he's on my list.
Oh,
Also,
okay.
Jim Brown.
Jim Brown. You
Man,
know,
that was a big man. That was
oh,
a
that was a big man. And the fact that he was getting so many opportunities that he retired. I want to say he retired like at 28.
yeah. I want to remember, was he in the movie? One of the movies, was it The Dirty Dozen?
30 dozen, baby. Absolutely.
Was he? That
Yeah.
was a good movie. I like that movie. That should would be a we should get into more, do a couple of we talked about sports movies. We should do a couple of sports movies, watch it and talk about
Yeah.
it. That was a good movie. He was
That's a great movie. And
classic.
he was in a whole bunch of different movies. One of the stupid funny ones that was in later in the 90s was the one with the aliens. Oh shoot. It was a comedy. Uh, what is the name of that movie? Where the way that they defeated the aliens was with opera music. Do you remember that stupid music?
What?
Oh, what is the name of that movie?
Well, put it on the chat, guys. If you know the name
Yeah,
of the movie, put it on the chat on the bottom. Tell us because we don't know. We don't know.
no,
That's good. So far we said Bob Euchre.
yeah,
We said Burt Reynolds.
yeah,
Um,
Jim Brown.
Jim Brown, right? Said Jim
Mhm.
Brown. So boom, boom, you, me.
Oh, and Carl Weathers.
Oh, Carl Weathers. Okay, because I'm trying to figure out how we go. So it's you. So far we're on number two, two each. All right. This guy, he's more current.
Okay.
He has brothers, multiple,
Hmm.
um, famous sports father. This guy was brutal in regards to film study, um, as a player, um, Hall of Famer, um, and is really has comedy chops.
I think you're thinking Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning. Peyton
Yeah.
Manning. I'm surprised Peyton Manning hasn't been a coach in college. You know what I mean? Or something like, even though he doesn't need to be, but I just would, man, good quarterback. If people talk about him, that he would get on people and he'd be okay if they get on him. I could see him being a coach.
Yeah, a coach is a thankless job, though, really, because you can be a great coach, and if you just don't have the horses, you can't get anything done. So I like what he's done. I like how his trajectory has changed. Um, he did, Peyton's Place, which is like the history of football. That's on ESPN Plus. Then Eli came and did Eli's Place, which is like the history of college football. Um, I can't remember. I want to say it's Grant Hill who they hired to do uh, the history of NCAA basketball. And coming soon, and why I bring this up is because my son plays lacrosse. They've hooked up Paul Rabel, who is the owner and the CEO of the PLL, the Professional Lacrosse League, and he's going to do it's going to be called like For the Love of the Game, which is like going to be the history of lacrosse. Um, so just kind of building his own lane of telling the history and the fun stories in fun ways. All right, so my guy's next, right? Now, this guy, I don't think you'll know that he was a boxer. Okay.
Hmm.
But this guy was in a lot of different movies and a huge show at
Okay.
the time. And what made this show uh, particularly, well, a lot of things made this show particularly interesting, but one of the stories that have come out recently, because he passed, I believe, recently, and I say I believe, I'm pretty sure, was that when the show was being written, they did not have a father character in the show. It was supposed to be a single mom.
Wait. The show was supposed to be a single mom,
Yes,
but
and her kids.
it became a single father.
No, the
Oh, Tony
actor.
Danza.
No, no.
And
The
that was close. That
That
was
was good though.
that
That
was a
was
good
good.
pick.
Yeah. The actress who played the mother went to the studio and said, "I will not do the show if you do not show a father in the show because I'm tired of shows portraying black families without having the dad." And so that's how he got the show.
Okay, wait. Black father without having the dad.
She said, "I won't do the show because I'm tired of seeing shows where it's only the mother portrayed and there's never the black father involved, in the kids' lives." So she made it specifically. She wanted to make sure that they had it. So the show is Good Times,
Oh, so
and
JJ Walker was a boxer? Boxer?
John Amos, the
Really?
dad.
I did not know that. No, you got me.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
also the dad in Coming to America, if you
Yep.
remember,
Yep. Yeah, I
and
know it is.
yeah, and a whole bunch of different things. Yeah, he was a boxer, Golden Glove boxer. Um,
Wow.
yeah,
Well, listen, I love me some good times, man.
that's a pinnacle show right there.
Really, that was a show that I think was underrated. That
Oh yeah.
that time of television came out with a lot of classic, uh, really pivotal on on multiple topics that you probably didn't even think about. But it was that was a great show. Thelma,
I mean,
woo,
and for people who lived in New York in the 80s, it was a depiction of that time living in a project, and it was one of the first shows that I remember depicting a dad taking off his belt to go spank his kid in a teaching way as opposed to what I'm saying. It was.
that was you know what you got me on that one. That was a great show, great time of TV. I think
Mhm.
things that they cannot reproduce now in that way.
No,
And I didn't know. No, and he was an actor for years. Actor for
for
years.
years. Yeah.
You know what? That was a great, great altogether. This guy known for his physique.
Okay.
He has a trademark in regards to his physique. Trademark move.
Hmm.
Plays in the comedy realm. Is currently on TV as a host. All for America to see. All those who
Terry Crews.
yeah, Terry.
It was America to see that got me.
Terry Crews.
Yeah.
He was, I think he played with, was it the Raiders?
Yeah, he did. He played with a couple, he
Couple
was
teams.
on a couple of different teams, trying to get it going.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's another dude that just got the physique, man.
Naturally,
In
yeah.
fact, if they ever decided to do a remake of Rocky, he could play Apollo, as long as he can, move,
Yeah.
well.
I don't know.
But
Yeah. And follow us, man. That was unique. Don't go back to that one. But yeah,
yeah,
Terry Crews, you think about a guy who when you look at what he's done with for himself, he's pretty much come out of nowhere, uh, and played in a lot of movies and is making some good money. It's good money.
and done a lot of different roles, and so hasn't gotten pigeonholed into one thing. He was, in White Chicks. He did the
Yeah, that's right.
the comedy role. He was in The Longest Yard.
Yeah,
He did that movie. He was the father in Everybody Hates Chris.
that's right. That was a really I like that. That for me, when he played that little role there, that show, well done show. Well done show.
Very well done. And a show that I love is Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Got
And
another comedy. Yeah.
yeah, another comedy.
Yeah,
So,
never got into it. Never got into it.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. That's a show that we just, whenever we're like, just put something on, we'll put on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And even, went into the action with the Expendables. He was in a couple of those movies, that franchise. So that's a good one. Uh, this next guy, I think we have to talk about him because he was the biggest movie star in the world, and he came from nowhere and literally built himself. Built himself. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The only one who I can think of. Did this person play football?
No, no, he did not.
Ooh.
He built himself up. He built
Oh, I
himself up.
got it. I got it. You're right, man. I'll be back.
Hey, Arnold Schwarzenegger, man. Listen,
Man, that's a good
for
one. That's a good one. Man, that's
I
a
mean, and you think about how he built himself up. He went from roles like Conan, right?
yeah,
Where
that was horrible.
you could probably write down all the words he said in Conan, uh, maybe two sheets of paper.
On a napkin, yeah. It
You
was all
know,
about the physique.
yeah. To a pivotal part in the Terminator, even less lines. But
Terminator, Predator. He was on
yeah,
one of those. My favorite, Twins.
and I was gonna say, Commando, Predator, all those. That was like you could see him building. But then when he went and did Twins, he did some real acting in Twins.
Yeah,
He really was a good, and 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 he built himself all the way up to one of my favorite movies, True Lies. I love that movie.
True Lies. Yeah, I can't. I could see the woman actor on there. I could see, but I can't remember her name right now. Uh,
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis.
yeah. What's the other one that he was with? He broke out of the jail with
Oh, it's with
Stallone.
Stallone. Yeah. Oh, I
Put
can't
it
think of the
down,
name.
guys. Put it down in the chat. Put it down.
Yeah,
Remember. But yeah, he was again. I give it to you. That was a good one. That was a good pull.
but I mean, decades and billions of billions in the box office. I
Man,
mean,
the
th-
guy, the guy was governor of California.
I was just about to say,
How do you become the governor of California? How did you become that from winning? How many times did he win Mr. Olympia?
oh, it was like four times.
Did he? Four times?
Yeah,
The guy is, he is relevant to this day.
absolutely, absolutely. He just wrote a book, and when he was going around interviewing for that book, I was like, man, he's this is a smart guy. This is not no dummy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I thought that was really one of those guys you just had to mention.
I give it to you. Now, there's a lot of guys who have done movies, but I think
Hmm.
there's a guy who you have to, and this is kind of where I was leaning when I asked you, do you play football?
Mm,
He played football. He was a teammate of Warren Sapp,
yeah,
and he's crossed over
yeah,
from athlete to another genre of athlete, and then became really a mecca in regard into a brand that he's done everything. You know what I mean? He's done it. And
absolutely.
again, I don't say he's a great actor. I'm just saying he made himself, you know. And what was his? What was one of his? There's two trademarks that this guy has. There you go, one right there. Does anybody know? Get the eyebrow. That look, you know, you kind of look up like this.
Yeah.
Again, you can't
Simplicity itself.
you can't beat that. What's The Rock cooking? Dwayne Johnson. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And much like Schwarzenegger, man, you think about the era that this guy has dominated. I mean, it's got to be a decade of just dominating the box office right now.
Everywhere, everywhere. To kids movies, to
Yeah.
action movies, all
Hmm.
these kind of things. All these things. And again, I'm not saying he's a good actor. I'm just saying, man, he's a good marketer. He's
He,
made himself.
he's not a horrible actor
No,
because
for the
you
movie.
know
For the movies he
it's not like when I'm watching these movies, I'm like, that's The Rock up there. You know what I mean? Whatever character he's doing, and I'll tell you, I think he's about to win himself an Oscar because he is doing oh shoot, I forget the name of the fighter. He is it's about to come out. He's playing an MMA fighter back in the day when the MMA, remember, uh
Gracie? Is he gonna
no, no,
Gracie
uh
Shamrock?
no,
Those are the only two names I know.
no. I can't think of it. But he looks fantastic. He looks totally different. He's changed his body, his face. He's got the hair like the guy. I cannot remember the name of the movie. I am so sorry. Put it in the comments because I am just drawing a blank. But it looks really good. And I mean, this is his moment. If this movie comes off the way it looks in the previews, I think we could see at least an Oscar nomination for The Rock, which
Would be a nice
from
shot. But
it's a win, right? Just to be nominated would be a win.
yeah. All right, John, this is your last one. Give it to us. We hope that everyone has listened, like, subscribe, give us some points. If you have an actor down, let's share with us, guys. We appreciate it. We just love having these fun conversations. We'll watch some movies next, do some input on some more movies. We've had that conversations early on in the podcast. But John, hit me with it. Give me the one. Give me the winner.
So I'm going to say this guy, and I'm saying this guy, and nobody's going to know who he is. You're probably not going to know who he is, but we have to talk about him for one thing, for one reason. So I'm not even going to play the game because there's no way you were going to know this
No,
guy's
give it
name.
to me. Give it to me. Give it to no, no,
Okay,
no. You're playing the game
this
because
is
we're
a
all
this
of
is
us are playing.
okay. This person was in westerns. Okay, so you got to go back. He played in many a movie. He played a couple of roles as the bad guy against John Wayne. And then his big breakout role was a Western TV show where he was him and his son, and he was unconventional because he didn't use a pistol. He used a rifle.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. And when you said he didn't use a pistol, he used a rifle. The question is, he's a big guy.
Very big.
Oh, shoo. I can see it. Man. He had his own
You want
TV
to?
show?
Yeah.
Oh, shoo. No, I see his face.
I'll give you the name of the show. It was The Rifleman.
Yeah, I can see his, no, that doesn't help.
Chuck Connors was his name.
No, I wouldn't have never known. Wow.
Now, why did I go that deep?
Man,
That seems
that
silly, right?
that seems silly. That was
Okay.
not fair.
The reason that I said that is because Chuck Connors played in the NBA and the MLB in the
Wow.
40s.
What did you say 40s?
in the 40s. I mean, that's why I said there was no way nobody was going to get this. I'm the only crazy person who ever watched The Rifleman, right?
Yeah, man, I want to look it up to see if it's in
Yeah.
my head who I thought it was. Um,
He
but
had the little boy that, it was just him and his little boy, his
that's
son.
what got me. That's what got me. You said the rifle and the little boy. I'm like, I remember. I didn't that, of course, didn't watch the shows, but some of those reruns because I was
Right.
into westerns when I was little,
Yeah.
younger. So I'm thinking, yeah, I got it in my head. Real chiseled chin.
Yeah.
I think I have the face.
In some of the early movies that he played in, he actually played the Native American person in it because Chuck Connors was part Indian or
Yeah,
Native American.
yep, I know exactly. Now I can see
Uh,
the face even more.
but the reason I brought it up is because this guy played in the MLB and the NBA, and then left that and became a movie star and then a TV star. Uh, we don't. I know not a lot of people don't know his name, but they should know his name as a sports trivia. That's a good one to pull out.
That's a good one. And there's a lot of other guys who've made cameos. Michael
Sure.
Jordan has made cameos, played
LeBron,
movies and stuff.
Shaq.
Yeah. So there's a lot. There's a lot out there, but we had some good ones. We pulled out some good ones. I
Yeah.
love. Again, some of you play along before you hear the answer. Maybe you could figure it out. We
Hmm.
had some questions that we asked you, our faithful followers who are following us, and we're growing. If you hear us, put it down. Some of the questions that we were stumped on, and share. Maybe we forgot somebody, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And let us know if there's one athlete that you said, man, you guys forgot this guy and he killed it in this role. Doesn't even have to be in a lot of different roles, just one role that you really enjoyed him in. And maybe I didn't even know they were an athlete, which is my favorite part to learn.
Yeah, for sure. That was a good. Made me kind of think of wanting to go see some more sports movies. They haven't come out. I'm trying to think. There hasn't been a good sports movie that has come out as of late.
Not
Um,
since like draft day.
yeah, nothing really good. All right, John, we appreciate the conversation, the little teasers that we put out, but there's only one thing that we always say that we should do what?
Talk to a stranger about sports today.